welcome back to Date with the Divas. We hope you have been enjoying our videos. If you haven't subscribed, please take a second and click on that subscribe button. Don't forget to like our videos. All right, let's start. Marnita, what do you have for us?
All right, y'all. It's been a light week in pop culture, but let's get into a couple of things that are out there trending on the internet. First of all, who watches Real Housewives of Potomac? Antrice.
I do.
Oh, Nicole.
We dabble,
okay.
we dabble.
Okay, and we got some dabblers. So I'm gonna try to keep these questions general for everybody. So Robin Dixon, I don't know if y'all familiar with her. She's one of the lighter skinned women. She also has a podcast with Giselle Bryant, who is also part of the cast, called Reasonably Shady. So this season, Robin has been kind of lackluster. The crowd has not wanted her back for the next season, but I think she's trying to be a little strategic. So, listen to this little rundown and let me know what y'all think. So Robin had been engaged to her ex-husband, Juan Dixon. They were going to get remarried. There was a lot of kind of confusion during the season. When y'all gonna get married? When's the wedding gonna be? She was being real coy about it. So we actually saw part of her private ceremony on the season finale this past Sunday. But the week before that, on her podcast platform, Patreon, which is a paywall type sort of situation, Robin let her subscribers know that her now husband had a little infidelity situation before the season started. So everyone was a little upset that she didn't disclose this information during Housewives. They're like, that's why we watching Housewives. How come you didn't tell us? You telling us now. But it's been trending since last week. She had a Watch What Happens live interview already scheduled. And there was a whole little segment kind of dedicated to this where she's talking to Andy about the other woman, and it was some kind of crazy story. I ain't even gonna get into that. But now she's trending. Do y'all think that she's being strategic and trying to secure her place on season 8?
No.
She
may be trying to be strategic, but that's not why this unfolded or how it unfolded. Juan was cheating. Everyone's been intimating about this for a long time.
The reason they broke up the first time because he was cheating.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
She was embarrassed.
She was just. Yeah, well, she should have been, but I think that's why she didn't want to come out with this storyline this time. Also, she was trying to keep that all hush hush, and that's why they weren't getting married right away, and that's why she wasn't telling people they were about to get married or when they were going to get married. So just like Karen sort of said all the while, they're not getting married. He has another woman. So I don't.
Are they broken up now? Are they breaking up now?
No,
they're married.
They're married.
You want to see those
going
pictures?
Into the marriage. Go ahead, Antrice.
She's caping for Juan. She's basically telling his side of the story, which was that he was innocent. He was just having conversations with this woman. Meanwhile, she flew into DC, and Juan Dixon took his whole self over to the hotel and paid for her room. But he told his wife, I just was being a good Samaritan and I paid the bill and came home.
Because she lost her wallet.
Yeah, and Robin wants us to believe that. I mean, if you're choosing to believe fine, but she's playing in our faces, wanting us to believe that Juan paid this woman's hotel bill and he didn't get anything out of it.
And she doesn't believe
she's
that.
Embarrassed. She's embarrassed by the situation, and she's trying to make us think that Juan has changed. He has not changed. He will continue to be the cheater that he always is. And she looks stupid having divorced him for cheating, and then now she went back to him. And guess what? The story's the same. Nothing has changed.
She never left.
Yeah, there you go. Touche.
This is to your point, my issue with Robin is you're telling this story on your podcast, and you're going to give the details on your paid platform, which Patreon is a paid platform. You have to pay to hear somebody speaking on Patreon. But Bravo pays you to tell your story on their show. Like, we pay our cable bill to hear your story. We tune in every Sunday to hear your story. Why do I have to go to your Patreon after the season's over, after the reunion's filmed, to hear the details of your life? It's ridiculous.
Well, maybe is that the cut is hers alone versus Bravo and hers?
I think that's her. I think that's part of her angle. Yes, it's like she's like, go to my
keep my own money.
But now it's like I said, it's been trending since last week. I wanted to talk about it last week, but we talked about the movie You People. Y'all go watch that. But
Marnita is Fire Robin. That's what's trending.
Yeah. Right. But that Karen even said on her profile, she was like, well, she has season 8 to kind of she was like, she can explain in season 8 if she comes back, or there was something like that was said. And I don't know if y'all heard, just because we talking about the tea and being a little messy. According to BravoShadeRoom.com, the alleged mistress had an interview with a YouTuber. I forget his name.
I watched a couple, two by now.
I watched it. Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
Do tell, pray tell. Do tell.
She was basically
said that Juan is lying, that they had a relationship, but that he lied to her and told her that his marriage to Robin, or his relationship with Robin, was for TV, so that she could keep her on the show. That they didn't.
Was he lying?
I think he lying to both of them.
No, he's telling the truth. He doesn't want Robin.
No, that's what he's. I get what you're saying, Nicole. He was telling the truth. This, to me, is for show. Nicole, ding, 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 ding. I got you. This is for show.
He's telling the mistress the truth. He's lying to
This is for show, boo.
Has anybody seen this mistress? After hearing her
she
voice,
hasn't.
I was like,
she hasn't shown herself, and they're protecting her anonymity, supposedly.
Nimity.
Thank you. Whatever that word is.
And for those of you who watch Potomac, word on the street is this is not the woman that Karen was referring to.
Oh, okay. Because
there's multiple women.
So I have a question. At one point during the episode, she told her parents she didn't want them to come. You're getting that. She gives this excuse about, well, then the siblings have to come and then the cousins have to come. No, they don't.
Know.
And so maybe the woman has what she says is valid. Maybe this is just for show. And that's why she didn't want her parents there.
Oh, you're saying that's why she didn't want the family there. Okay.
Right, because Robin knows it's just for show.
Good point, Lavelle. Good point. Okay.
But it's like, why go through it? Like, unless you want
for the show, Marnita. These women do whatever they have to
for the show.
Right.
And it's happened on several different reality shows where people fake get married. I won't throw out any names.
That's back to like what I'm thinking that's what I'm thinking is that she knows people don't want her on the show, but this gives her a little bit more story that she got married, but there was infidelity. Now, because we've got the 3-part reunion coming up, and according to Kempire, the third part of the reunion is going to include kind of a deep dive on Robin and this whole infidelity thing. And so
30-minute after show.
Say what?
A 30-minute after show.
Okay. So it's like, okay, you are getting some perks.
I feel like Robin is in trouble with Bravo because this is what they pay her to do. They pay her, and that's what Andy Cohen said to her when he was interviewing her, that you're supposed to reveal your life on the show.
Right, but she's now got a 30-minute special coming out, so.
It's not a special. Andy is actually jumping down her throat about this. Why did you do this?
It's airtime. It's airtime. The name of the game is keep her name in your mouth. So,
but look at Lisa Rinna. We were talking about Lisa Rinna.
Right.
And look what happened.
Thank you, Marilyn, for bringing up the pictures.
It's a beautiful picture, though. I have to say, it's a pretty picture.
Mhm.
He's kind of doing the same thing that he did with Teresa and Joe Giudice. Remember, right before they went to prison,
Mhm.
and gave the account. So maybe he's holding her accountable by
That's what it
being
is.
able to explain to the viewers, "Hey, this is what's really going on."
I can guarantee Robin would not voluntarily do this 30-minute after thing.
Mhm. We will see. Anybody tuning in for the 30-minute after show? Antrese, you tuning in?
Now, this is after the reunion?
After the third part, they're going to just devote 30 minutes to interview Robin to find out what happened with this, because it all happened outside the season.
I've heard enough. Like,
She's like, thank you. Next. Nicole, you gonna watch?
We get it.
I'll be sitting there watching. Why not? I like to see her squirm, because you can tell every time she's talked about this, it has been totally ridiculous, everything she says. And she's uncomfortable. She's lying. You can tell. Yeah, I'll watch her squirm.
She should just go hire her a man, like allegedly, like other housewives have.
She loves Juan Dixon. That's the thing you guys are missing. She loves Juan Dixon.
But he don't love her.
No, he does not.
To Carlos King, he used to be a producer of the Housewives
show.
Love in Huntsville now.
Yeah, he's doing Huntsville, right?
He was saying that 90% of the housewife marriages are open marriages. And the reason for that is these women feel like they need to have a husband to stay on the show.
I mean, it's in the name.
Yeah.
Okay, hello.
So we need to change it to women of Potomac.
So there's like an arrangement with the husband. Do whatever you want to do. I'll do what I need to do, but let's keep this thing together for this business opportunity that we have.
This paper
That makes
going.
sense.
I don't understand. They call the show The Real Housewives. When Bethany Frankel first started, she wasn't a wife. When Joe was on Orange County, she wasn't married. Kenya wasn't married. Kenya didn't even have a mate at that point when she was on the show.
Their options were limited.
I think it's just
even Claudia Jordan didn't have it.
Right. It's just a name. It's like, oh, okay, this is what a housewife would do. Viewers, weigh in. Let us know. Are you gonna watch that 30-minute special with Robin Dixon? Should Robin Dixon be fired? And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, like our video, and we're gonna move on. Who watched the Grammys? I didn't really watch it either.
I did.
Okay. I watched a little bit of it. I watched.
It was one of the better shows.
Oh, okay. I saw Beyonce get one of her awards, and then I saw the history of hip hop thing. But yeah, a lot went on.
I don't like how you said that.
The history of hip hop thing?
Yeah, the thing. Like, what was that?
Performance. There's a lot going on. But speaking of shade, thank you, Marilyn. We're gonna talk about Chris Brown shading Robert Glasper over winning the best R&B album. So the nominees for best R&B were Mary J. Blige, Lucky Day, PJ Morton, Chris Brown, and of course, Robert Glasper. Robert Glasper won, and Chris Brown, who didn't know anything about the dude, I guess, he went to his Instagram story and said, who the F is Robert Glasper? Like, y'all for real, y'all really let him win. For those of you who don't know, Robert Glasper is a jazz pianist, and he won for his album Black Radio 3, which featured vocals from Erykah Badu, Layla Hathaway, Michelle Ndegeocello, and others. After this Instagram story, Chris Brown kind of walked it back. He DM'd Robert Glasper and said, I'm sorry, that was really directed towards the Grammys.
There's no way to clean that up.
Right.
Sorry.
He was like, because he's like, that wasn't directed towards you. But I'm like, you said, who is he? It was directed towards the Grammys. We shouldn't have been in the same category. And he said, I've done my research now. I respect you. You're very talented. Now they are both R&B. Do you think that R&B can have kind of separate genres?
Why not? If
Yeah.
they need to have different categories, then I mean, that's why there's such a word as genre, right?
Right.
But it can't be the same thing. It's R&B, and they may need a separate genre for
kind of a
subgenre. Both R&B, what is it that separates them?
Maybe he was more jazzy. I don't know. Maybe
I think it's the type of audience. I think it's the type of audience. So, I think that's where the more specific type of award shows come in. It's like the Grammys, we got to give a Grammy to every little category, every category out here. So yeah, all you R&B artists will be in the same category. Are you guys familiar with Robert Glasper?
No. Did we have the same conversation with other two artists and them being in the same category?
Nicki Minaj. Right.
Because they said she shouldn't be hip hop.
Right. It was that.
And I forget the other artists. Yeah.
It was Lotto.
Lotto.
Was like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she was like, Lotto should be pop. I think
they're not talking about a different category within a category. They're saying they're either R&B or you're not.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is, and I'm not familiar with his music. So when the category, I was like, well, I can attest the fact of, in my head, Chris Brown, take a lesson. In my head, I was like, who the F is that? And I was just like, all right.
In my head, do your Googles first.
In my head, I said that. Just because it's in your head does not mean it needs to come out of your mouth or
your Twitter fingers.
Exactly.
He's more reactive instead of proactive in doing his
homework. Most definitely.
First.
You should have typed it out, then do like those things where they go, erase it, and then say something really nice. Or don't say anything at all. I don't know. And I still don't know.
He's advocating for himself, though. I mean, he might not have done it correctly, but he's trying to advocate for himself.
But it was immature, rude.
Stick together. Congratulate your brother. Young. I'm sorry, and then attack the Grammys.
Thank you in the back. But the thing is, again, I don't know who he is, and even after, I don't know his music. Did I look up his music? No, I did not.
Because you weren't in that category, so.
Thank you.
No, you didn't have a stake in it.
Was doing her little rhyme. Maybe I'd have had a little interest in the category.
Yeah. Wait a minute, you should have had a stake in it. Your girl Mary was in the category.
So Mary, okay, but that's the only reason why. But the thing is, they shaded her most of the night.
Yeah,
they shaded her the entire night.
They shaded Mary throughout the course of the night, and her face was very evident that she was not happy. But Mary, I got you, girl. We're gonna have some coffee later, and we're gonna discuss this.
In private, not on IG.
Exactly, in private.
Watch it. How was she shaded?
That's what I want to know. Like, should she have won something? I mean, like,
I believe so. I believe so when I think about some of the artists. But again, most of it is popularity per se. It's popularity, but the designation of whose popularity. Is it the people's popularity, or again, like, when you have the Oscars, is it the people's popularity, or like, oh, dag, this person really should get it because of who knows?
You know what? I'm just gonna roll on into the next topic because
damn. We wrap that up with
it's related.
It's related. So who's making the decision? It's the people who vote on the Grammy, the Grammy voters. I don't know what you're talking about. The Grammy Society.
Grammy voters. Are they like
the Academy?
It's just like who's the streets is talking? Who's the streets?
Yes.
I think it's ASCAP, ASCAP. That if you are in that category and you have so many like points, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but you can cast votes. If you're in the entertainment industry, you can cast votes.
So basically, just like the Oscars, it's entertainment people that can vote on that. So the music industry is the music industry people.
So basically, if they're high one day or drugged out one day, and they vote for somebody that could just,
or they just vote for what?
It's Oscar winners who become Oscar voters. So is that the same with?
I don't. We probably need to check that out. I don't think that is true. I think long as they're part of that.
Like you
I think that once they're
Yes.
part of the industry, the
Right.
ASCAP
Right.
industry,
Mhm.
and
Like
they've got so much
producers and stuff like that.
Right.
credentials and stuff,
Yeah,
they can vote.
yeah, those right?
SAG.
And
Right.
people,
Mhm.
right?
Okay.
NARAS,
So
NARAS, that's who votes.
say it again.
I don't know. NARAS, NARAS. I do not know what that stands for, but it says
Oh,
each year record companies and Academy members submit entries for consideration. NARA's voting members select nominees, and each casting of ballots in their
Okay.
field of
So
expertise.
does that mean it's people in the music industry?
Right.
Cool
Yeah,
stuff.
so
Okay.
it's not the yous and me's of the world.
So
Okay.
thank you
Sorry,
for the
Mary,
fact
I
check,
tried.
Nicole. I bring that up because there was, of course, some uproar about Harry Styles winning the Album of the Year award.
Oh, was there ever?
Yeah.
You know, Beyonce fans is coming to social media saying we need a recount. Now, according to the Jasmine brand, several anonymous Grammy voters spoke with Variety magazine and said that they did not vote for Beyonce because she had enough Grammys already.
33.
So-
I think she has the most of any
She
artist.
had
She
I think
does.
she just
62, the
broke the
most
record. I think
Grammy
at this
wins for
Grammy, she
any
just broke
artist.
it.
Any artist in history.
Yes, yes. So Beyonce has.
But why
is-
deprive her that one? Like
Exactly.
Why out? And this is the fourth time she has been denied Album of the Year. It's like why are you depriving her of that one?
Exactly.
And they had already
Exactly.
given her the other ones. She should have kept racking it up. I mean, I don't.
If you think like if you think
Yeah.
it's the Album of the Year, like don't be like, oh well, she has enough, so I'm going to vote for somebody else. But hey, I'm not in NARS, so
I guess
No,
I'm kind
whatever.
of naive. I thought it was a lot of it was based on record sales. Who had the most record sales?
That's Billboard.
I was gonna say there is
Okay.
one. Yeah, Billboard is record sales.
Mm.
Do they still have those awards? Who's buying records?
Yes, they do.
Right.
honey. But I think now it's like
Downloads and things like that.
downloads and
Right.
things
Oh,
like that.
okay. That would make sense.
Right. So of the people that were nominated, again, it was Beyonce. I'm sorry, I may not have even said it. Beyonce, ABBA, Bad Bunny, Mary J. Blige, Brandy Carlisle, Coldplay, Kendrick Lamar, and Lizzo. Y'all listen to any of these albums?
Yes.
Yes.
Liz, if there was
Okay.
one I was going to listen to, it would probably have been Lizzo.
Lizzo, okay.
I like the two records that I've heard of her.
Okay. I've only listened to Beyonce. I was just wondering if y'all had to vote, if y'all were in NARS and y'all had to vote for one of them albums, who would you vote for?
It would definitely not have been Beyonce for me.
Lava would have been Mary.
Again, we're on a streak, and I'm loving this streak. I'm with you on that one.
The
Lava's
Private
a Mary
Rose.
for you.
Wouldn't necessarily be Mary for me.
Was Mary nominated?
She was.
Yeah,
she was
That's why I was
nominated.
like, I was a little.
I thought Lizzo was gonna get it.
Okay.
I kind of thought Lizzo was going to get it too. I truly thought Lizzo was going to get it.
And if they're voting for just weird reasons like that, why not give it to her?
Right. It's like, do y'all even really listen to the album?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of albums to sit and listen to. Like, do y'all
It-
really
it
listen
is.
to the album?
Like the album, sorry to get off topic, but the one that Bonnie Raitt won,
I don't know which one.
there was
I'm just gonna say it. They were like, here you go, just in
basically
case.
sexual chocolate. Bam.
You got yours, okay.
Thank you. Because even she was flabbergasted. She was like,
Stunned.
Yeah.
Harry
Oh, yeah,
Styles
me?
was too. Harry Styles was very uncomfortable.
exactly. Now, do I know the Harry Styles song? Do I think it was like
I'm a
album
Harry
of the year
Styles
worthy-ish? I'm not saying I'm not a fan.
The song was cute. I don't know about the full album, but the song was cute. Yeah.
Harry is like, what the hell am I doing up here? You can tell. He felt
Most definitely. Most
he
definitely.
was waiting for Kanye to come out of the wings.
He knew the Beehive was gonna come after him.
He was hugging the fan, and he was just like fist bumping her, like, yeah, we got this. He was like, I'm gonna let them speak. I'm gonna let them speak.
You know what? I don't think it's even necessary. I'm not going to speak as a fan of Renaissance.
Mhm.
Right.
I don't even think it's necessary to hear all the albums to know, especially if you're in the industry or if you're in the world, what albums seem to have the most impact.
Yes.
Right.
Culture.
Profound effect too.
And it's very clear. Beyonce's Renaissance has been, they play the whole album in clubs.
Yeah.
That's unprecedented. There's different remixes of it. Like there's like 10 remixes for each song. Like they're playing the whole.
Yeah, they had to remix it because it was so bad.
The thing is even if that's true, it's generating creativity. It's like they're a challenge, dance challenge. Like this album really like got people energized and got people's juices flowing. And I feel like you have to evaluate an album of the year based on how it impacted the world.
And maybe talk about
them,
her.
it didn't impact them.
Lava, you gonna let some other people talk?
My bad.
Okay, as I was saying, sorry. I was gonna agree with Antrice, just saying the impact, and then even looking at Beyonce's sales. People are flying to other countries to get tons of tickets.
Hold on, I've just heard that, this was, I think, on the news, just a snippet that, some of the fans were complaining because, prices were just really out the wazoo for them.
They are
her own Beehive were complaining about that.
They're out the wazoo, but I see people who've got tickets in Paris, London.
I'm not saying they're gonna get tickets.
They're flying to other countries. They may not be doing the US, maybe the US tickets are too expensive. People are talking about $450, $650. And it's selling out.
The same thing as you could be said about, the Beatles or, like, okay.
To Antrice's point, though, we should judge based on the impact. What was that song with the hand?
All the single ladies.
No. It was a ridiculous song from, I'm sorry, some guy, I think the guy was from the Philippines. if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wait, you're not talking about Beyonce.
No, I'm talking about, to your point of why we should pick something just because of the impact. But that song was everywhere for years, it seems like. They were all doing that dance.
The Macarena?
The Macarena, yeah.
I'm not talking about a song, though. We're talking about the album.
I'm just saying there could have been a whole album of songs that were crazy like that, or not really musical, but had a big impact. And everyone liked it.
I think she's saying the different impact on the culture, the people, the community.
I understand what she's saying.
Artists, this song generated a lot of excitement and creativity for a long time, like for most of the year.
I guess we have to look at.
And then you give it to Harry Styles. I love you, Harry. I love Harry Styles. But man, you didn't record the album of the year.
I would love to hear from Lava since we kind of had our moment
I'm
there.
Good.
You good?
Be good.
I'm good.
I love you, Lava.
Like I'm good. I said what I said. All right, viewers, let us know. What do you think the album of the year was? What do you think an impact means? If an album having an impact, what do you consider that? And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like our videos. All right, y'all. We're keeping it short and sweet tonight. Divas out.
Real short. I didn't even get to finish.
Neither.
I was like, I thought you was gonna bring that shady shade, the second one up.
Okay. Well, you know what? Divas back in.
I don't got no pictures, but hey, we can talk.
All right,
Give me an opportunity to finish my drink.
First off, did I cite all my sources? My sources were Love B. Scott, Jasmine Brand, Shade Room, Kempire, and Watch What Happens Live.
And my photo sources were Yahoo, The Real Housewives, all about The Real Housewives, people.com. I have nme.com, the Shade Room, and E Online.
Thank you, ladies.
Okay, real quick before we go. Y'all heard about Wendy Williams' ex-husband? He ain't getting no money. He ain't getting no money.
And that's what he did. That's what he did.
I don't really have a source
was
for
referred
this.
to mediation now. We don't know if this is final.
Okay.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Okay, I don't really have a source for this. I just saw the Twitter talking about it.
Hey, let's give it the shade room because the shade room had it too. The shade room.
Shade
Okay.
room had it. I say no.
Yes.
I just think, I mean, they signed an agreement and they are going to mediation, which is different. That means they have to both come to agreement, but the judge recognized whatever that they signed and agreed to, and he actually signed it saying that's what he agreed to his alimony or spousal support for.
What?
Now, just because she ain't no longer doing the show, then what you expect to get paid? I mean, I agree with the judge. You guys agree to this? You know, he's following the law of what they agreed to the agreement.
Yep, he signed it.
So it wasn't like he was bamboozled into it. He just thought that she was going to always have the Wendy show.
Well, no Wendy show, no money.
I think Wendy was playing crazy.
That's what I was about to say.
I don't think so.
That's what they're trying to say. No,
You think she was playing crazy on Tracy?
I heard the terms of their separation agreement that he would get money because he was an executive producer on the show. So he it was agreed that he should get a part of her earnings as long as she was on the show. Once I read that, I was like, oh, Wendy was playing crazy.
Sorry.
She's smart about that if she was.
That check, because she did not want to pay this man and his girlfriend and for their baby and his new lifestyle. I would do the same thing. I would walk down Fifth Avenue in a bathrobe, talking to the birds, so as not to pay my ex and his girlfriend for their new lifestyle. Yeah.
He had a bad lawyer if that was the fact, that you should not have based it off of like the show. It should have just been spousal support, period, if she was, covering that lifestyle. He signed that agreement thinking, and that's why I say he got what he deserved. You cheated, you got a woman pregnant, and now you expected your ex-wife to take care of it? You got what you deserved.
Less than zero.
Y'all heard that, viewers? What you think?
Heard it. You heard
Yes.
period.
Look, and that's just my opinion,
What do
personal
you guys
opinion.
think of her son, though, Kevin Hunter Jr., getting kicked out of the $2 million condo? Yeah,
$700,000.
She had purchased a $2 million condo in, I think, Miami, somewhere in Florida. And the son was living there. But after his mom got in that issue with the conservatorship, the payments weren't paid. So he got evicted from the property.
Wow.
There are people who are saying, he's the son of a millionaire. That's how they live. He should have been allowed to stay there. And then there are people like these two grown men are living off of Wendy.
Thank you. Get a job, boo.
I think she was done.
But if it was
like
the
nobody's
conservatorship,
living off
they're the
me no
ones
more.
that were controlling her money. She couldn't tell them to pay it. They were like, no. So that wasn't her fault. It was the bank, because you are foreclosing on a property or you're behind on a property. You can't live there now. They're going to foreclose and try to sell it and recoup some of their money. That technically wasn't on her in theory. Just my personal opinion.
I don't even think she owned it. I didn't hear that she owned it. He was just,
So then they had to save her money.
They just stopped paying the rent.
The lease.
Yeah.
Or lease,
look, the conservatorship was like, you ain't living there, so we manage your money, so we ain't gonna pay that. But they should have gave him some notice. But he knew.
Of course he had notice.
Yeah, he had to have notice.
He just wanted to be still taken care of. But she was in
and I wonder if it wasn't somehow connected to school, because Patty Jackson mentioned when she went over this story that he was no longer in school and they kicked him out.
Yes, I read.
Oh, okay.
Well, his father was on somebody, I think he was on The Breakfast Club. I don't remember though. I don't want to misquote that. His father was on somebody's radio show and said he was back in school.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, he
Little
needs
too
to
late.
stay in school, and his father needs to get a job.
Don't need that education now, Junior.
Okay.
Better get it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna finish my drink and then we done.
All right,
That's
bottoms
right.
up, y'all. Good night.
See y'all.